My child, my beloved, do not turn away. Archangel Michael says this is an emergency. A great tragedy is coming your way, and if you ignore this, you will cry for the rest of your life. The heavens are trembling as this word is spoken. Time is running out. Your name is hanging in the balance. You have only seconds to open your spirit before this message fades like smoke. Why do you feel chills on your arms right now? Why is your heart racing as you read these words? Because you know this is not ordinary. This is not just another message. This is a divine interruption. This is heaven screaming your name before it is too late. Michael says, if they close this, if they doubt, the shield will be removed, and what is coming will strike them without mercy. But if you stay, if you listen, if you believe, the tragedy will be canceled and the miracle will break forth. Do not take this lightly. You have been warned, beloved child. The reason you were pulled here is because danger is closer than you think. There is something happening behind your back right now. Someone is moving in secret. Someone is hiding something that could break you. Heaven saw it, Michael saw it, and now the alarm has been sounded. This is your final alert. You may wonder why me, why now? Because your spirit cried out. Because your soul begged for answers in the silence of night. Because you could not sleep and heaven heard you whisper. That was not an accident. That was alignment. That was the angels preparing you for this moment. And now the message is here. Do not close it. Do not walk away. Every second matters. Michael says they have less time than they think. If they delay, they will step into the trap. But if they listen, I will break the snare and pull them into safety. Your choice determines everything. My beloved, God says, I am not warning you to frighten you. I am warning you to protect you. I will not let the tragedy consume you if you obey. I will not let the darkness swallow you if you stay under my wing. That is why this message came, not to scare you, but to save you. Pause. Do you feel your chest grow heavy? That is not fear. It is recognition. Your soul knows this is true. Your spirit remembers the voice of heaven. It is the same voice that carried you through storms you thought would end you. The same voice that whispered hope when you wanted to give up. And now it is calling again. Archangel Michael says, tell them this is the last warning. If they ignore it, the tears will not stop. If they obey it, the breakthrough will not delay. Beloved, do not gamble with this moment. Do not assume tomorrow will wait. Tomorrow is not promised. But this moment, this holy interruption is in your hands. My child, do not scroll away. The urgency is real. Michael's voice is like thunder across your life, and every echo of it is for you alone. He says, asterisk, open this now. Do not delay. There is a move coming that will seem sudden, but you were warned. Asterisk. This is why your spirit felt the pull tonight. This is why you could not sleep and why your thoughts kept returning to the same place. The heavens have been preparing you for this exact second. Listen closely. Something in your household is shifting. Someone is planning a change that will affect your roof, your name, your peace. They move with friendly eyes, but their hands are not clean. Michael has seen the papers, the whispers, the late-night calls, the setup that would make you lose more than comfort. It would make you lose your inheritance of joy. Do not let that happen. Stay. Receive this warning as protection. You may feel anger rising. That is natural. Anger is a signal. Your dignity was noticed by heaven, and heaven will act. But do not act in haste. Michael says, asterisk. Do not react from pain, respond from wisdom. Let my angels prepare the ground, let me reveal the names and the plans. Asterisk. If you move now by panic, you may play into a trap. If you stay and listen, you will be given strategies in time to outmaneuver the snare. There will be a sign coming to confirm this message. A name will repeat in your dreams. A number will show up on a bill, or a stranger will say a phrase that makes your heart stop. When you see it, do not shrug it off. That is the confirmation Michael promised. It is heaven's fingerprint on this word. When the sign appears, prepare to act with prayer and calm discernment. Beloved, this emergency is not only about loss, it is about exposure. Hidden things are being pulled to light. Secrets that were quietly rearranging your life will be revealed. Some will be painful to see, but pain without truth only keeps you stuck. Truth is a sword that severs the cord of deception. Do not fear the cut. It frees you to walk forward whole. Michael is urgent. Asterisk, protect their heart. Protect their mind. Let them not be deceived by false kindness. Asterisk. That means guard what you share. Speak less. Record more. Document everything you can. If there are transactions, keep receipts. If there are conversations, remember dates and times. Heaven moves through both spirit and practical steps. Obedience to both will keep you safe. You may feel tempted to confront the person immediately. Hold that impulse. Michael says, asterisk. Wait for the pattern to reveal itself fully. Confrontation in half-truths allows the enemy to shift the narrative. Let the truth assemble and then present it with clarity. Collect evidence in prayer and then act with authority. Heaven will guide your words when the moment is right. Do not be surprised if someone close suddenly turns cold. Betrayal often walks alongside the person you least expect. But remember, exposure is the beginning of healing, not the end of your story. When the mask falls, you will see who was acting. And when you know, you will have power not to hurt, but to choose differently and to free your future from their influence. My beloved Michael is showing me protection strategies. First, speak a short prayer every morning. Not long words, just a yielded heart. Lord, cover my name. Expose the lies. Protect what is mine. Asterisk. Second, write down 3 things you fear losing and then pray over each one specifically. Third, clear one decision off your calendar that drains you. Make room for divine strategy. These practical acts open space for miracles to enter. There is someone who has been siphoning your blessing through small compromises. Little yeses where you should have said no. Michael says, asterisk, say no now. Say no to what steals your future. Asterisk. You were trained to make others comfortable at your expense. Tonight, break that training. Choose your peace. Choose your inheritance. Choose what God marked for you before you were born. You might ask, asterisk, will I be alone if I remove them? Asterisk. No. Heaven replaces what you release. For every door you close on what drains you, a door opens to what renews you. Michael whispers, asterisk, do not be afraid of the empty space. It will be filled by what God planned for you, not by what the world offered. Asterisk. Trust this. The exchange is often supernatural. Loss becomes leverage for blessing. Beloved, your finances are connected to this warning. Someone may try to divert money or shift property while you are distracted. Be vigilant. Check paperwork. Verify signatures. Call the bank if anything looks off. Michael calls for practical vigilance as well as prayer. God uses both hands, one to move the spirit, the other to move the facts. When the truth begins to surface, do not rush to expose it on social platforms. Michael says, asterisk, public exposure without prayer creates chaos. Let the legal and spiritual be aligned. Seek wise counsel. Consult someone trustworthy who loves God and truth. This is not the time for public spectacle. It is the time for strategic revelation that secures your name and protects the vulnerable around you. You will feel moments of doubt. That is normal. The enemy will whisper, asterisk, you imagined it. You are overreacting. Asterisk. Push back with remembrance. Remember nights you cried alone. Remember the signs you ignored before. Remember the dreams that would not leave you. Those memories are your proof that heaven has been speaking to you all along. Michael says, asterisk, prepare a safe place. Asterisk. This could be literal, a spare account, a locked drawer, or a trusted friend who knows how to keep secrets. It could also be spiritual, a daily sacred time where you read, pray, and allow clarity to come. When crisis hits, safety is not only walls and locks. Safety is a practiced posture of rest in God. Do not permit bitterness to enter your mouth. Bitterness will eat at your spirit and open doors the enemy wants. When you are tempted to curse, instead declare, asterisk, I release this to God. I will not become what hurt me. This posture honors heaven and invites restoration. Michael fights for those who refuse to be consumed by rage. There is a promise attached to this emergency. When the storm breaks, God will restore more than was taken. The heavens operate on overflow. Loss is not the final word. After exposure comes restitution. After correction comes increase. Hold to that promise like a lifeline. It is anchored in heaven. Good. You are still here. That choice matters. Every second you stay, your name is being written more clearly in heaven's ledger. Michael smiles when someone does not turn away, because to stay in the tension is to permit God to work, and God honors endurance. If you have children or elders depending on you, be especially cautionary now. Guard their time, their documents, their relationships. Pray over their names. Speak their protection aloud. Often the enemy attacks through the weakest thread of your care. Make every thread strong with prayer and practical boundaries. Do not let fear make your decisions. Let faith guide them. Michael instructs, asterisk, when they fear, let them move in small obedient steps, not in panic. Obedience in small things keeps them safe in big things, asterisk. So do one steady thing today. Call, verify, lock, or pray. Do not try to fix everything at once. The enemy hopes for overwhelm. God smiles at small, steady obedience. You may be tempted to confront with accusation. Instead, confront with question. Ask for clarity. Ask for documentation. Ask for truth. The wise will answer. The guilty will squirm. This is how light pierces the dark. Beloved, watch for allies. People who have been quiet will step forward. A neighbor, a cousin, a colleague. Someone you didn't expect will bring evidence or a word of truth that helps you. When you see them, receive them. Do not dismiss the help because it arrives imperfectly. God often uses unlikely hands. This emergency is also an invitation to spiritual awakening. Pain wakes the soul like nothing else. When your back is against the wall, your spirit either gives in to despair or rises in clarity. Choose clarity. Choose to ask God for wisdom that smells like heaven and looks like peace. That wisdom is your compass through the chaos. Michael commands, asterisk, lock your mouth until you have the map. Do not scatter your testimony before you have the path. Asterisk, meaning keep the core to trusted counsel until God gives you the moment to reveal. Public confession too early can be used against you. Divine timing reveals the whole picture at once. You may feel isolated. Do not let isolation be your prison. Reach out to a pastor, a wise friend, or someone with legal sense who walks with God. You do not have to carry the whole battle alone. Heaven provides allies when you ask. Now breathe. Repeat this. Asterisk. Heaven expose the hidden. Protect the innocent. Make the path clear. Asterisk. Say it aloud 3 times. Let the air carry the petition. When you speak, the unseen responds. Your voice matters in the spiritual realm. Expect a shift within 72 hours. It may be small, a call, a document, a name whispered. It may be big, a person packing their things or a sudden clarity in your mind. When the shift comes, do not panic. Michael will guide the steps if you stay anchored. Translate the moments into wise actions, not into fear. Finally, beloved, remember this. The tragedy is averted for the obedient. Heaven warned so you can save what matters. If you heed this call, you will not cry as the story unfolds. You will stand protected, watching God reverse the pieces. You stayed. You listened. You will be protected. Michael lowers his sword not in defeat but in readiness to bless. God leans forward, hand outstretched. Take it now. Receive protection, wisdom, and restoration. Do not close this message until you say, asterisk, I receive it. I will act in wisdom and faith, asterisk. My beloved child, you are still here. Do you know what that means? It means heaven has marked you as one who can carry the full truth. Michael says, asterisk, most turn away. Most ignore the warning. But this one stayed. And because they stayed, the angels can release the secrets. Asterisk. Listen carefully. The tragedy that was forming has already begun to shake. Papers that were being drafted, conversations spoken in secret, the planning of hands that did not love you. It is all crumbling even now. The moment you chose to listen, heaven began to unravel their schemes. But you must not relax. Stay alert, for the enemy strikes hardest when their time is short. You may wonder, asterisk, why am I always the one tested? Why is my road so hard? Asterisk, because your destiny is weighty, because your future is brighter than you can imagine, because your name carries a frequency the enemy cannot silence. This is why storms follow you. But storms are not sent to destroy chosen ones. They are sent to prove the power of heaven in your life. Michael declares. Asterisk, tell them the storm was not punishment, it was positioning. They were being set apart, refined like gold, prepared for an inheritance. Asterisk. Do you see now why you survived what others did not? Why you walked through fire and yet your spirit still shines? Because God would not let your destiny die in the smoke. He preserved you for this season. Beloved, the next doors that open will not look ordinary. They will appear strange, unexpected, even uncomfortable, but they are divine. Michael says, asterisk, do not hesitate when the opportunity comes. If it carries peace in your spirit, even if your mind resists, step through it. That is heaven's way of guiding them out of danger and into promise. The blessing may not wear the clothes you expect, but it carries the signature of God. Now listen. Your enemies thought you would remain blind forever. They believed you would ignore your intuition, suppress your discernment, and keep walking in circles. But tonight, heaven has broken the veil. Tonight, the lies have lost their grip. From this point forward, you will notice what you once overlooked. You will hear what you once ignored. And every hidden plan will rise to the surface like smoke from fire. This is exposure. Exposure is not to humiliate you. It is to free you. It is to cut away the dead weight that was slowing you down. It is to give you clarity that no one can steal. Michael says, asterisk, exposure is mercy, do not fear it. Embrace it, for after the exposure comes the explosion of blessings. Asterisk. My child, I see you doubting yourself. You think, what if I misheard? What if this isn't true? Asterisk. But why then does your heart beat so fast? Why do your eyes water without reason? Because deep down you know this is truth. Your soul remembers the voice of heaven. It is the same voice that saved you before. And now it calls again. Stronger, louder, clearer, good. You are still reading. This is rare. The heavens celebrate when a chosen one listens until the end. Michael smiles because this means you are trusted with the full message. And the full message carries both warning and promise. The warning is this: within your circle, someone envies your light. They will try to push you into decisions that are not in your favor. Do not sign quickly. Do not agree hastily. Do not give your yes until you have prayed. Michael says, asterisk, even a delay of one day can save them from years of regret. Teach them to pause. Teach them to wait. Asterisk. Let discernment, not pressure, guide you. And now the promise. Your pain is about to transform into power. The very wound you thought would break you is the place where your miracle will burst forth. God has been storing blessings in the cracks of your sorrow, and now they are spilling out like rivers in finances, in relationships, in peace. Restoration is flowing, not trickling, flowing. You may not see it all today, but signs will begin immediately. Unexpected calls, forgotten opportunities returning, strange alignments that make no sense. This is not coincidence, this is confirmation. Michael says, asterisk, when the first sign appears, whisper thank you. That thank you will multiply the blessing faster than they imagine. Beloved, this emergency was never about fear. It was about awakening. It was about shaking you out of distraction so you would not walk blind into the trap. And because you listened, because you stayed, the trap is collapsing. Heaven is rerouting your path. The sword of Michael is drawn not against you, but against everything that dared to rise against you. So do not fear. Do not cry. You have already been delivered from what you could not see. Now you must prepare to receive what you did not expect. Your tragedy has been turned into testimony. Your emergency has been turned into evidence. Your warning has become your rescue. My beloved child, do not turn your eyes away now. You are standing in the center of a holy alarm. Michael's voice is echoing through the realms, calling your name with urgency. He says, Asterisk, tell them the clock is almost finished. Tell them they cannot afford to miss one more word. Their future depends on this. Asterisk, do you feel it? That strange pressure in your chest, that invisible pull in your soul, that is not fear. That is your spirit waking up to the truth. The heavens are aligning, the veil is opening, and your destiny is crying out for attention. You cannot leave now. This is the exact place where the turnaround begins. Beloved, the reason this feels heavy is because heaven is exposing the hidden. There are conversations that happen behind your back. There are agreements being made without your knowledge. The enemy was hoping you would stay blind, but God says, Asterisk no more. Not my child. Not this time. Michael's sword has already cut through the lies, and soon the truth will stand in the open for all to see. You may ask, Asterisk, but why do people I love keep betraying me? Asterisk, because your light reveals what their darkness cannot handle. Because your calling threatens the lies they built their lives on. Because your spirit carries authority that exposes their masks. But hear me, their betrayal is not your downfall, it is your unveiling. Every knife in your back is turning into a key in your hand. Michael declares, Asterisk, tell them what was stolen will be returned. What was delayed will be released. What was broken will be restored, but they must stay, they must not walk away from this message. Asterisk, do you hear it? This is not just warning. This is prophecy. This is the opening of doors long shut. Beloved, the enemy has been whispering lies. You are too late. You are not enough. You have no one to stand with you. But heaven laughs at those lies. God says, Asterisk, I am your defender, I am your shield, I am your witness. Even if the whole world stands against you, I will stand for you. Asterisk, you are not late. You are right on time. Child, I see your tears. You've been carrying burdens too heavy for one soul. You've been smiling when your heart was breaking. You've been holding others while no one held you, but heaven saw it all. Not one night went unnoticed. Not one tear fell unseen. And tonight the heavens record your endurance as testimony. This is why the blessing cannot be delayed anymore. Listen carefully. Michael says, Asterisk, within 7 days they will receive a sign that confirms this warning. It may come as a dream, a repeated number, or a sudden name that keeps appearing. When it comes, they must take it seriously. That is the key to their next season. Asterisk. Do not dismiss it as coincidence. Do not explain it away. That sign is heaven's stamp of confirmation. Beloved, you are being positioned for restoration. There is money tied to your name. There is property tied to your family. There is inheritance waiting that someone tried to hide. Michael has seen the documents, the agreements, the hidden hands. But heaven says, Asterisk, enough. What belongs to them will find them. No thief will keep it, no liar will block it. Asterisk. Get ready to see in the natural what was already sealed in the spirit. Good. You are still here. Do you realize how powerful that is? Most would have given up by now, but not you. And because you stayed, Michael smiles. He says, Asterisk, now we can trust them with the deeper truth. Now they can handle the revelation. Asterisk. And here it is. The tragedy that was coming has already been weakened. The snare that was waiting has already begun to break. Your obedience has shifted timelines. Your endurance has summoned angels to war on your behalf, do you see? By staying, you are not just surviving, you are rewriting your story. Child, do not fear the storm that is still swirling. The storm is not proof of failure. It is proof of breakthrough. The enemy always thrashes hardest when their time is short. But Michael's sword is drawn, the angels are in formation, and God's hand is covering your head. You will not drown, you will not break, you will rise. Remember this. When everything feels darkest, that is when light is closest. You are minutes from dawn. You are steps from the miracle. Do not give up now. This is the part where heaven rewrites your ending. My child, my beloved, you are still here. That alone is a victory. Michael says, asterisk. Every second they remain, the power of this message increases. Every moment they stay, the tragedy weakens. Every line they read, the miracle grows stronger. Asterisk. Do not underestimate this. Your presence here is not accidental. Your soul was summoned. God Himself arranged this encounter. Even if the world ignores it, even if others mock it, heaven is watching you with fire in its eyes. The angels whisper, asterisk, stay. Stay until the very last word, for the last word is the key. Asterisk. Beloved, there is still more you must know. There is someone who has carried bitterness against you. They smile when they see you, but their heart curses your name. They have delayed you more than once. Michael has seen every word spoken against you in secret, and he says, asterisk, their time is finished, their mask is slipping, their schemes will collapse before their eyes. Asterisk. This is why you felt restless. This is why you kept sensing something was wrong even when no one admitted it. Your spirit was not lying to you. It was heaven's alarm system sounding in your chest. And tonight, that alarm has reached its climax. The lie is finished. The truth is rising. My beloved child, hear this. The tragedy that threatened you is tied to deception. Someone thought they could erase you quietly. They thought they could move behind your back, shift what was yours, and you would never notice. But heaven noticed. Michael shouted your name before the throne, and God said, asterisk, protect them, deliver them, expose what was hidden. That is why this message came to you. It is not coincidence. It is rescue. Now pay attention. Over the next few days, a conversation will happen near you that you were not meant to hear, but you will hear it. It will shock you, but do not dismiss it. That is the revelation. That is the moment God shows you exactly what was hidden. When you hear it, be still. Do not interrupt. Do not rush. Simply observe. It will be the proof you prayed for. Beloved, God is not only uncovering lies, He is restoring what was stolen. There is something tied to your bloodline, something sacred that was meant to pass to you, but someone tried to divert it. They thought you would never see it. But heaven says, asterisk, it is sealed, it is theirs. No hand can steal what God has written. Asterisk. Prepare yourself, for soon you will see documents, names, or opportunities that carry your mark. Do you feel it now? That fire rising in your spirit. That sudden strength flooding you even as tears fall. That is confirmation. That is heaven clothing you with armor. That is Michael placing his hand on your shoulder, whispering, asterisk, you are not weak. You are not alone, you are chosen. And chosen ones always rise, asterisk. Good, you are still here. This is the proof that you are one of the few who can carry the fullness of the message. Michael smiles because you refuse to leave. He says, asterisk, now I can give them the deepest truth. Now I can show them the part others never see. Asterisk. Beloved, this is the truth. The tragedy was not just about you. It was about your family. There is a generational pattern that tried to repeat itself in your life. The same loss, the same betrayal, the same cycles of delay. But because you listened, because you stayed, that pattern is breaking tonight. It ends with you. It will not pass to your children. It will not return in your bloodline. The chain is broken. The curse is shattered. Michael lifts his sword and declares, asterisk, the next 7 years are sealed in blessing, not in sorrow. The enemy's handwriting has been erased. The only name written is the name God gave them. Asterisk. This is why your body feels lighter. This is why your spirit is weeping. It is the release. It is the freedom. It is the beginning of restoration. Beloved, watch carefully now. Within the next 14 days, doors will open that shock you. A call you thought would never come. An invitation you stopped expecting. An opportunity you gave up on. It will return. And this time it will not slip away. This time it is yours to keep. But you must protect your heart. Do not share everything with everyone. Not everyone who claps for you wants you to win. Be wise with your words. Guard your plans until they are finished. Let your success speak louder than your explanations. Michael says, asterisk, silence is their shield. Discernment is their weapon. Wisdom is their crown. Child, God whispers, asterisk, you thought you were forgotten. You thought you were abandoned, but I never left you. I was always preparing this moment. And now you will see why I made you wait. The blessing is greater than you dreamed. The miracle is nearer than your breath. Asterisk. My beloved child, do not stop here. The heavens are still speaking, and Michael is still pressing this warning into your spirit. He says, asterisk, tell them if they close their eyes now, they will miss the secret that changes everything. The final pages hold the answer their soul has been crying for. Asterisk. My beloved child, you are still here, and that means your spirit has chosen truth over distraction. Michael leans closer now, his voice shaking the unseen. He says, asterisk, tell them this is the hour their destiny begins to break free. This is the line in time where the story changes. This is the moment heaven seals their protection. Asterisk, do not let go now. Do not doubt what your heart is feeling. That trembling in your soul is not fear. It is recognition. It is the memory of heaven stirring inside you. It is your spirit remembering promises spoken over you before you were even born, and now those promises are waking up. Beloved, let me reveal what Michael shows me. The tragedy that tried to form was not only about your future, it was meant to silence your voice. There is something inside you, a gift, a message, a light that carries deliverance for others. The enemy knew this. That is why he tried to break you before you could rise, but he failed. You are here, you are awake, and you are about to step into the very purpose he feared. God says, asterisk, I am breathing on what they thought was dead. I am reviving what they gave up on. I am resurrecting what looked finished. Asterisk, do you see it? Every delay is turning into preparation. Every rejection is turning into redirection. Every closed door is about to swing wide. Michael declares, asterisk, the one they least expect will soon speak their name with favor. The opportunity they thought they missed will circle back. The place they were overlooked will become the place they are honored. Asterisk. This is not imagination. This is divine reversal. My child, remember how many times you nearly quit? Remember the nights you thought it was over? And yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still carrying a spark that no storm could drown. That spark is your proof. That spark is your inheritance. That spark is the miracle waiting to ignite into flame. But hear the warning. Do not return to what drained you. Do not go back to what broke you. The door is closing behind you for a reason. Michael says, asterisk, if they return to the old, they will delay the new. If they cling to what was, they cannot hold what is coming. Asterisk. You must release the old cycle so the new blessing can enter. Beloved, this is not just about survival. This is about overflow. God is not merely saving you from tragedy. He is positioning you for testimony. You will speak and others will heal. You will rise and others will believe. Your story will shine as proof that heaven still moves. Good. You are still here. Do you realize what that means? Most people never reach this point. Most hearts grow tired before the end. But you stayed. And because you stayed, heaven will give you what others never receive. Michael smiles, his sword lowered in blessing, and says, asterisk, tell them their endurance has opened the final scroll. Asterisk. And here is what it says. The next 14 days are holy. Signs will multiply. Numbers will repeat. Names will echo. Dreams will sharpen, and every one of them will point toward the truth you were destined to see. Do not ignore them. Do not dismiss them. They are heaven's way of confirming what has been spoken. Beloved, God whispers, asterisk, do not fear the future. I have already walked ahead of you. I have already scattered the traps. I have already secured the blessing. All you must do is walk forward with faith. Asterisk. Do you hear it? The tragedy has lost its grip. The inheritance is rising. The miracle is moving. Your tomorrow will not look like your yesterday. The tears you carried will water the ground of your blessing. The sorrow you endured will become the soil of your testimony. And the name you thought was erased is being written again in light. Michael says, asterisk, This is finished. This is sealed, this is done, but only for those who believe, and you do believe. That is why you are still here. Amen.